are we doing today right now?
Well, right now we're going to welcome Blackberry, and I want to read his bio. Blackberry is an American treasure. Some of his recordings are part of the Smithsonian National Folkways Recordings Library. He's a song stylist, tune maker, poet, writer, photographer, health educator, and community advocate. Born in 1945 in Buffalo, New York, Blackberry grew up in Baltimore. He's written and performed for films including Word Is Out and Looking for Langston, as well as recording the soundtrack for the Haight-Ashbury Radio Collective's History of San Francisco, Knowing at the Gateway of Gold, which aired on KPFA. This pioneer... Let's mute everyone.
Oh, yes.
Holly.
Can do.
Oh, here we go. This pioneer appeared on the first anthology of men's music, Wall to Roses, Songs of Changing Men, and gay men's music, Strong Love, the Song of Gay Liberation, from 1972-1981. His first album, Blackberry and Friends, finally came out in 81 and featured his classic Eat the Rich. Blackberry has performed music and acted in Marlon Riggs' film Tongues United, as well as No Regrets, Anthem, Affirmations, and Black Is, Black Ain't. He has toured internationally and has made many radio and TV appearances. Last year, he was given the Entertainer of the Year award, plus was made Grand Marshal of SF Pride Parade. These things have made him one of the most visible black queer artists in the country. He now lives in Oakland, and leave a tip on his Venmo. You can find him at Blackberry-Singer. Please welcome to our space, Blackberry.
And Blackberry, you will need to unmute yourself because we had to cut down on the noise. I apologize for that. We had extraneous noise coming in from other people's screens, so we needed to turn that down. If everybody else other than Blackberry could mute themselves, we would appreciate that very much. And we'll get going.
So all right. That's why you didn't hear my correction. It was Tongues Untied.
Oh, Tongues Untied.
Not
so, Paul,
Marlon Riggs.
Paul, you got to make me a co-host, please.
Yes, I do.
Tongues Untied. Got a couple of songs for you here. This is a song I wrote when Dan Wright was released from prison after he killed Harvey Milk and Mayor Moscone. It was on the lips of everybody that night that I sang this in the Castro. It was a sing-along to her. Moscone was our mayor. Harvey, my personal friend. Why'd you have to gun them down? Did you feel that you got even men? Well, the ordeal's not over. No, 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 no. It's only just begun. You have to live it away, fearing you'll be found one day. I'm asking you, Danny, Danny, oh Danny boy, where you gonna go? Someone gonna find you, yes they will. Sooner or later, you know. Oh, I'm asking you, Danny, 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 oh Danny boy, where you gonna run to? 'Cause someone's gonna find you, you know. Oh, well, even when you put away, you were always free. Well, you lay with your woman, you had special liberty. and you got fruit from the outside, and you had those prison guard friends. You never felt it was hell. No, no, you never had it so well. I'm asking you, Danny, 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 boy, where you gonna go? Someone gonna find you, yes they will. Sooner or later, you know, don't you know? I'm asking you, Danny, Danny, oh Danny boy, where you gonna go? Someone gonna find you. Sooner or later, you know. Oh, once on the outside, when you get out, will you fly across the sea? Or will you go to the mountain? Do you think that's where your freedom be? Many people are angry over some they don't fret, because they know you have justice due, and they know justice will catch up with you. I'm asking you, Danny, Danny, oh Danny boy, tell me where you're gonna go. Someone gonna find you sooner or later. You know they're gonna find you. They're gonna find you. They're gonna find you. Find you. Need I to remind you that one day they're gonna find you. They are gonna find you. They're gonna find you. Find you. Need I to remind you that one day they're gonna find you. Oh, oh, Danny boy, gonna find you. Yes, they will. Oh, Danny boy, they're gonna find you. They're gonna find you. Oh, there's nowhere you can hide. 'Cause anywhere you hide, they're gonna find you. They're gonna find you. They're gonna find you. Oh, Danny boy.
Woo! Everybody mute yourselves and give Blackberry a huge hand. That was fantastic. I love the
That was
read.
fantastic.
Fuck yeah.
Thank you.
The Twinkie defense guy. The Twinkie defense guy.
Yeah, that's the one.
He
Yeah,
shot
he-
himself, didn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah, actually did shoot himself. Nobody got a chance to hunt him down.
I
But
think
I
he-
even wonder if
himself.
that really happened, if he kind of like got papers to live in another place or back to Ireland or something. But I don't know.
Maybe the Lavender Mafia got to him. The Lavender Mafia got to him.
or maybe he couldn't really live with himself anymore.
I'm with you, Blackberry. Yeah, I thought that myself.
Yeah, just kind of like he's still alive.
In Argentina with a space
With
operation.
Adolf
Because
Hitler.
Adolf
of the
Hitler.
Nazis, right? This is a song. It's just a song about heartbreak. One sec, excuse me. Give that vacant that blank spot there. Okay. It's called Singing Without You. used to sing harmony. There was rhythm in our bodies moving. You used to put a song in. We would play all day. But then one day you slipped away. Took away the song that I was used to. You leaving was a story. About to go out of here, and I wonder why you slipped away and didn't leave. Say, sorry, babe, sorry, babe, sorry, babe, I'm leaving here without you. And I try to keep the music on, but the harmony is gone, gone, gone. And I'm singing without you. We used to go in rhapsody. Music of our love, there's no words for saying. Now you were my merry melody, my harmony, my sweet harmony. And I wonder why you slipped away and didn't leave. Were say, sorry, babe, sorry, babe, sorry, babe, I'm leaving here without you. And I try to keep music on, but the harmony is gone, gone, gone. And I'm singing without you. Oh, and now I have this memory. Melody in my heart that's healed now. Your melody's gotten strong. It's a song. Yes, it's a song now. And I wonder why you slipped away and didn't leave. Say, sorry, babe, sorry, babe, sorry, baby, I'm leaving here without you. And I try to keep the music on, but the harmony is gone, 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 gone. And I'm singing without you. Baby, I'm singing without you. Singing without you. I am singing, singing without you, baby. I am singing, 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 singing. I am singing, I am singing, singing, singing. I am singing, I am singing, singing, singing. I'm singing, I'm singing without you.
Everybody, please unmute yourself and give Blackberry a hand. That was fantastic. All right. Is that, did you want to play one more Blackberry, or you want to wait for, or were you going to wait for your next set? I'm sorry, I don't think we can hear you.
Oh my God, the volume went.
We can't hear you, Blackberry.
You can't hear me?
Oh, now we got you.
Yeah, now it came back. What's
No, but we heard the whole song.
We heard the whole song.
That whole song.
We heard the whole song, and then when you started speaking into the microphone, we didn't hear anything until just now.
Oh, I just said that song's off of an album. It's on Bandcamp called Blackberry Prince Wine.
Excellent. We'll
Let me
get
have the
that.
link. Let me have the link for that, and I'll post it.
Well, he's not at his computer right now. You said
Well,
so. We'll
at
have
some
to.
point.
Yeah. We'll find it and we'll drop that in there for you, Blackberry.
Okay,
And
thank you.
no problem at all. Did you want to play one more song, or did you want to wait till your next set?
I'm gonna wait till I'm on there.
You wait till your next set. Wait,
Do I have time for one more?
what do you think, Natasha? Are you okay with that? Yeah, we got time for one more, or one more Blackberry. Go ahead.
Okay.
More.
Are there any children present?
We hope so. We hope so.
Oh, then I can't sing this song.
No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Oh.
I'm just kidding, Blackberry. We're here to corrupt the children.
This song has adult content.
Thank you so much. We are ready for it. We are ready and welcoming for adult content here.
Okay. Get some new settings here on my gear. Okay. This is also a single called Your Boyfriend Is My Girlfriend in Bed. It's a true song.
I love this one. I've heard it. And I love
Actually,
it.
about a bunch. It's actually several people put together into one person, because it's not the first time that it's happened to me, and it may not even be the last time. So it's all like this. Girl, your boyfriend is my girlfriend in bed. Every time he hit my mattress, break into a big eagle spread. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Ooh, your boyfriend is my girlfriend in bed. Mm-hmm. Every time you hit my mattress, break into a big eagle spread. I know he asked if he could do it. When he asked you again, that's when the one time turned to two. But now we're on session number 159. What are we gonna do, ooh, child? Your boyfriend is my girlfriend in bed. Ooh, your boyfriend is my girlfriend in bed. Every time he hits my mattress, break into a big eagle spread. Ooh, your boyfriend is my girlfriend in bed. Ooh, your boyfriend is my girlfriend in bed. Your boyfriend is my girlfriend in bed. You should see the way he goes those legs up over his head. Ooh, your boyfriend is my girlfriend in bed. One day I asked if he would do me. He smiled and he said, you know that's not what I had in mind. Besides, I love the way you feel up inside of me, and I'm having such a real good time. Don't spoil it, your boyfriend is my girlfriend in bed. Ooh, your boyfriend is my girlfriend in bed. Every time he hits my mattress, break into a big spread. Ooh, your boyfriend is my girlfriend in bed. Ooh, your boyfriend is my girlfriend in bed. Your boyfriend is my girlfriend in bed. Every time he hits my mattress, break into a big spread. Ooh, your boyfriend is my girlfriend in bed. Well, penetration's liberation. That's what somebody said. Aren't you glad I liberated you? But now it's time to return that big favor to me. Cause I need liberation to right now. Your boyfriend is my boyfriend in bed. Now your boyfriend is my boyfriend in bed. Every time I hit my mattress, I break into a big blue spread. Now your boyfriend is my boyfriend in bed. Now your boyfriend is my boyfriend in my bed. Now your boyfriend is my boyfriend in bed. You should see the way I throw my legs up. Woo!
Whoa. Yay. That was fabulous.
Right on.
Oh, God.
Always love that one. Such a pretty
Yeah,
song.
I wouldn't mind if that got played again in the second set too. I'm just saying, not that you have to. I'm just saying, Blackberry, that'd be great. But thank you for everybody here one more time for Blackberry. That what a great. Thank you for getting up this morning. Thank you for putting up with my ignorance and giving us a great set of music. And we got another one coming up.
No problem. Thank you.
All right. And just one more time, I will drop that link to Blackberry's Bandcamp in the chat screen for everybody. Please support this amazing artist. And remember, they will be back after the reading for our second set today. Now it is my honor and privilege to introduce Fierce Words, an all-gender reading that has been produced and curated on a spot by Natasha Dennerstein. Let me tell you a little bit about Natasha. First of all, Natasha was born in Melbourne, Australia, spent many years working as a psychiatric nurse, giving her an interesting perspective on the human condition. Hey, welcome to the poetry world, Natasha. She has an MFA from SF State and has had poetry published in Landfall, Shenandoah, Bloom, Red Light Lit. Oh, let's get to her books. Let's get to Natasha's books. Her collections, Anatomized, 2015, Triptych Caliform from 2016, and her novella in verse About a Girl were published by Norfolk Press in San Francisco. Her trans chapbook Seahorse 2017 was published by Nomadic Press. She collaborated on a book with visual artist Kay Freeman, Turn and Face the Strange, in 2019. She lives in Oakland, California, where she is an editor at Nomadic Press, works at the St. James Infirmary with my good buddy Juba Kalamka, a clinic for St. James Infirmary is a clinic for sex workers in San Francisco, and she was a 2018 fellow of the Lambda Literary Writers Retreat. And I should say that, Natasha, you previously produced the trans writers workshop for the Beast Crawl in the past, maybe one or two times, I believe, and that was so this is not really your first go round with Beast Crawl. This is sort of like a different amalgamation of what you've been doing and the kind of organizing that you've been doing all along. Is that correct?
This ain't my first time at the rodeo.
Right. So you are, it's your show, Natasha. Tell us what you got for us in Fierce Words today.
I will. Thank you so much. I'm actually not good at banter and stuff like that. It's my preference to just read the poems, but I got to tell you, I have got a really, really, really good lineup of writers for you. They're all A grade, I promise. So I'm just going to read, I put myself as the opener, so I'm going to read some poems. And Blackberry's last song, Your Boyfriend Is My Girlfriend in Bed, was a fantastic segue for this poem I'm about to read. And it's called Cross Dress. And it's about, during my time as a pro-dom, I had a lot of straight cis men coming in wanting to be girlified and put in women's clothing and makeup. Who knows why? They like it. Anyhow, this cross-dressing poem is about those guys. Cross-dress. Let me glue down your man brows. Let me pan stick, shade, grease paint and contour you. Let me spangle shadow and eyelash you, top and bottom, my flirtatious slave. Let your mistress line you outside your natural lip line for the appearance of a big glossy mouth, welcoming and wet, open and luscious. I will now just glue down the lace front of this voluminous chestnut wig to your forehead, my sexy slut, to give you big hair, natural, tousled and ready for bed. Ease into this elasticized slip, tight, firming, and assist me to slither your long legs into both these pairs of nude flesh pantyhose. Don't you look lovely? Slip into these 5-inch heels. Walk for me. Very nice. Slower, provocative. You are so enticing, so sexy, you little slut. Let your mistress zip your slender frame into this vermilion ruched cocktail gown, skin tight, so inviting. You are asking for it, aren't you? Anyone can take you, do what they want. In fact, I think I will, or maybe I won't.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, for enforced cross-dressing with the actoring of non-consensuality, but really being consensual. And I'm going to read a couple poems from this little chapbook, Seahorse. It's a book of trans poems, more or less autobiographical. And like many trans women, I had prostitution as part of my history, and I ain't shamed. And so I wrote some about that. And J.K. Fowler, if he's here, he literally pulled this book out of me like a magician with a string of colored handkerchiefs, you know, one poem at a time. He said, you know what? I think we've got a chapbook. So I'm going to read a few from that. The Eye of Youth. Hey, boy child, you're expected to be rowdy and rambunctious, to bellow on demand, to occasionally break the china. Don't be so sensitive. Stop feeling so much for animals and other people's pain. Stop crying. When you're upset and you howl and howl like crazy, you sound just like a girl, which is a really bad thing, boy. You know there is something wrong with you. You can see it in people's faces when they cock their heads to one side like a curious dog and give you that look. There is something not quite right about you. You have always known it. Everyone has always told you, and you sense that it is true. You don't quite fit in. You should kill yourself, boy, is the thought that tintinnabulates in your child brain. You will never fit in. You will always attract attention, and none of it good. Oh boy, this is not going to end well. And the next one is called Carousel Horse. Thank you. You pull on your spandex mini dress, light blue, and jack up your titties in a push-up bra, hot pink, stagger out the door in your scuffed up heels, 5-inch, to work the streets, to earn enough cash, to buy enough dope, to get high enough to work the street. You cop the insults, catcalls, potty mouth, taunts, cheap perverts, and just suck it up, girl. You gotta wear your thick skin when you're out there, hour after hour, night after night, trying to work the streets to earn enough cash, to buy enough dope, to get high enough to walk the streets. You suck cock after cock and take plenty in the back door, carry mouthwash and enema in your tattered pursed leopard print. Despite blistered feet and torn up ass, you persist in working the streets to earn enough cash, to get enough dope, to get high enough to work the streets. You count out your life in $20 bills, realize that everyone's got a price, even you. You get sick to your stomach, sick to your soul, but don't know how to stop the carousel of working the streets to earn enough cash, to buy enough dope, to get high enough to work the streets. The occasional arrest, a law enforcement vacation, and a stint in detox or rehab, a welcome break. but you always have to get back on that goddamn horse when you work the streets to earn enough cash to cop enough dope to work the streets. Woo! And you know, that comes from personal experience many years ago, but there's plenty of my sisters still living that life and doing that. And yeah. Sorry, I'm making myself emotional. One more. You can cope, good. Walk like a woman and talk like a man. It's got an epigraph from that song by the Kinks called Lola, L-O-L-A, Lola. The epigraph is, well, I'm not dumb, but I can't understand why she walked like a woman and talked like a man. Oh, my Lola. I can't sing, but you get the message. Tits and a dick, stacked and hung, she-male shenanigans, the girl with a little something extra. This is how the world sees you, defined by pornography, an in-betweeny creature, a sexual unicorn, a fetish object, the way station for closet cases that don't want to go the whole hog and be a man with another man, because that would make him a faggot. He can suck you off and feel okay about himself because you look like a girl. You hide your dick in the mirror and dream of the day when it's gone. Yeah,
Natasha,
it's a lot for a Sunday morning.
yeah, Gray posted the question, and Gray's not the only one who wants to know if you have a Venmo that you can post in the chat screen for us.
Okay, I'll post it after my my set.
I'm sorry. My bad. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
There.
Yeah. This last one that I'm going to read is called Bitches, and it's a found poem. I was really inspired by Rita Dove, who's one of my really favorite poets, and she did a found poem about wigs. She had all the names of all these different wigs and hairstyles, but I did it differently, but I use all the names of hair color dyes and from the internet. So bitches, and it has an epigraph from Sylvia Plath. Out of the ash, I rise with my red hair and I eat men like air. So the poem goes, redhead. They call me passionate, my crushed garnet mane. I shake my pomegranate sangria locks and scattered with the passion, a Titian particles of revenge and cinnamon resentment. The ground around me is peppered with remnants of disaffected exes. Brunette. I rake my espresso chestnut locks with my bare fingers. Known to be intelligent and strong, I can be as vacuous as any blonde. In fact, sometimes I wish I was one. I am jet. Watch me take off. I am mahogany. Watch me grow strong in the forest. Watch me remain standing. Blonde. I trip the light fantastic in the beeline honey daylight and shiver my champagne tresses, a bird settling on a bough. I love diamonds. I give the impression of harmlessness that will set you on fire just to see the color of your light ash. That's the end of my little set. And I'm so pleased that all of my people are in the room. And the next person, well, the first person I'm going to introduce, I'm so delighted that he's here. It's Mason J. And he is an incredible poet, a very fierce words his poetry is fierce. And Mason J is fierce. He's been writing for years. I believe he may have a book with Manic D Press, but perhaps not. But I know he's got one with Norfolk. So no, nomadic. And it's great. It's great. It's set in San Francisco. It's covers experiences of the queer scene, paying homage to the ancestors of those scenes. And it's just a beautiful, beautiful book. And Mason is a lovely guy, and he is a very, very good poet. And I met him in the Bay Area Trans Writers Workshop, and we became close. And I'm delighted to have Mason. Get ready, get yourself ready, because Mason's gonna make you go, whoa. Mason J.
Hi there, Natasha. Thank you, everyone, for such a great.
Oh,
The host just muted me, and I'm going to unmute myself now. Anyway, yes, I'm Mason J. I'm so honored to be here this morning with everyone. I'm reading a few poems from Crossbones on My Life, which is out with Nomadic. Let's see, you probably won't be able to see it unless I bring it close to my heart. How poetic. So yeah, Natasha actually edited the book and did an amazing job. I was actually recovering from long haul COVID when I was writing the book. And so things as simple as the word bracelet were difficult for me to spell. So she really, really put some elbow grease into it right along with me. I'm gonna read a little bit about that, but this first poem I'm gonna read is a poem that's dedicated to my godniece who passed away, I guess almost a year ago at this point on Thanksgiving morning. And she was only 20 at the time and was on her way to becoming probably a world famous photographer, you know, a female Gordon Parks, if you will, if anyone knows anything about photo. But yeah, she was getting ready to run her first story in the New York Times at 20, a photojournalism story. And we were working on kind of what that looked like because she wasn't a writer, she was a photographer. So I wrote this in memory of her, and she's been on my mind a lot lately. And so I just wanted to share it. And this is called To a Cunning Prophet of Traveling Dale Devilry, to Leah Jalise Norwood, 2000 to 2020. Extra Magpie was a big, bold, bad beezy of a bird, cutty but conspicuous, flying in juxtaposed, vice-ridden, hamburger-eyed, technicolor and monochrome, a medium format middle child miracle. Descended from San Francisco's giant peacocks, but she had been known to fly with Dodger Blue Jays for safety and convenience. Aerodynamic, delicate yet ferocious when provoked, a bird so steady in flight that even faith in God, heart, and stopping time couldn't keep her on this planet. Watch her fly with a long tail and uniformed pattern, even more beautiful when whizzing by. Chilling in graveyards with her friends, open fields, sleepy beach towns, friendly and curious in her small group of birds, foraging for shiny objects at the bottom of a Mickey's green brown paper bag, kickbacks, and blunts. Black and proud, but more than hip hop or sportswear, dirty kicks and an overflowing closet full of punk shirts, this bird was also hardcore. She took risks to win, used wit and will at her leisure. 4 cymbal crashes and into the mosh pit she went, lighting up, flailing with white geese and dirtbag ducks, but the magpie, she remained unfazed, screaming her self-taught words to tame and teach into a microphone behind a peephole, inside an ink-stained and incense-ashed notebook. While there was often joy, love, and lasting fortune, mirages of the mind, teenage tricksters, and industry deception were omens. But I guess that's what alternative Black girls with cameras dangling from their necks are: duality, opposites, inverted negatives. The smooth G-funk of Long Beach County and the grit of NorCal thrash and hippie San Francisco. They say the magpie was a devout witness, bringing light to messy bedrooms, multilingual street preacher prophecies. I say you can find the magpie just about anywhere in the world if you look into her lens. Whew. Sorry, that's always a little emotional for me to read. This is still a new form of grief for me, even though I've been, like Natasha said, grieving since I was a child. I'm still working on reading that one, but I like reading it because I feel like it keeps her memory alive and gets people to know who she was. This next one is actually about Our Lady Coco, Miss Coronavirus, who is a dear friend of mine, although most might struggle to call her a friend. I actually do, because at this point we have to live with each other, so we're frenemies. But I wrote this when I was first dealing with my long haul COVID symptoms. And this was, keep in mind, about a year ago now. And now it's becoming a thing that some people, like, we have a name for it and such, but at the time, no one was really understanding that even though I was technically non-viral and not able to transmit the virus anymore, that I was still very sick. And very sick in a way that, similar to the AIDS pandemic, was being ignored and is still being ignored. So I wrote this about that, about not only the physical effects that it had on me, but how it actually transformed my mind. And there's also a lot of Jewish mysticism around here in this one, because Rosh Hashanah is coming up tomorrow this year, but last year was also happening around the same time I was writing it. In 2021, Gabriel, Raphael, Michael, and Uriel will be visible, weaving quantum universe threads and silky webs from simultaneous past, present, tomorrows, creating memories in my skin. Here with new wrinkles, hair whitened, lightning streaks and strikes of wisdom, swirling balanced energies with imbalanced experiences, whittling away toxic individualism, racism, colonial gender, and anti-Semitic secrets expand. Within the collapsing cacophony of America's relentless youth, I emerge from a star crash with the virus or something like it still on my back. The snatched walk forward, slowed steps, labored breaths, some drop, some sprint forward as if nothing happened. I just keep a steady pace and keep my kippah pinned in place. I commit to healing myself and others as I help and hunt. I burn bushes in my chest. There are hissing snakes slithering within my lungs. My heart leaps like a frog in the Pharaoh's palace, yet I persist. Walk through the desert, and my resilience brings the valley of a new dawn. The flames in my eyes shield me from the chaos below. They send magnetized miracles through my palms with ice and salted stigmatas. I am incapable of feeling pain anymore. You can speak my name without a stutter. I'm nothing to be feared. I am men with doctrine and technique, women with love and harmony. I am also Joseph's flamboyant gender dream coat, which is a blend of every fucking thing. I am binge eating the night with pomegranate wise hands and magic stain's lip, sleeping backwards in my bed, mixing lamb's blood with glitter and shit and cum. I am you, I love you, and I will see you next year in the future. With an airy body made of bread, fire meat, and raised on my fire meat. Sorry, I've got to start that line again. With airy bodies, bread made using fire meat and raised on my own home turf. I am wine from water, Debarti. And that's the Jewish departure at the end of any profound statement one makes after hemming and hawing or saying something that's on their heart. I've got a little short one and then two from the book, and then I'm out of your hair because I think that's probably about 10 minutes right there. Sorry, I'm getting better at this whole Zoom reading thing, but I didn't print out my papers today. It's a miracle I even have a printer, being a millennial, but I actually don't. It's my roommate's, but still I have access to one. But yeah, I've got this little tiny one. I started taking photos after I got vaccinated as a way to get over kind of in a form of agoraphobia I kind of developed about leaving the house. I'm also a photographer. And so I bought a belligerent amount of Polaroid film and committed to shooting all of it in the first 90 days of myself being vaccinated. So at least once or twice a week, I went out with 2 or 3 rolls of Polaroid film. And so I wrote as I was taking photos. And so this is just a real short one. I will never be flashed, for I am a frame of pure connection. Time, light, and speed in action. One zone system stopped from dimensionality, the conscious acceptance of overexposure. Anything or anybody crushed will turn to oil eventually, the same oil that protects the larger body, a small sum within myself. I'm committed to living a life so purposefully skilled and absurd and impulsive that it provides first aid, snacks, or a slip and fall for the neo-colonial cishet ableist patriarchy. These next 2 are from Crossbones on My Life. This one is I'm gonna start working at my old high school. And so I've been trying to clean up my own Facebook because I have a feeling that children will probably try to look me up. I've been on Facebook for a really long time, so it's been really difficult and there's no way I can do it. So they just are going to have to know who I am. And so this is a poem about kind of that era as I'm getting ready to literally go back to school and go back to a lot of weird trauma that high school involves, being trans and queer and Black. It's very interesting that I'm less afraid of the kids than the actual physical building itself. So I thought, what better way to feel more comfortable in there than to go back to my memories of that era, which are written about in this poem in the book, which is called For Savvy Taggers with Aerosol Breath. And so this is about my time as a young graffiti artist in the city. When I was young, I used to paint this town with Psycho City veterans and New Mission legends. Ink-stained fitted caps, skull cap, Ben Davis, and Dickie slacks wearing homies. We'd spend our nights walking and rolling for hours, bombing anything that stood still, scaling overpasses, cranes, warehouses, rooftops, tunnels, bus yards. One-shot juvenile delinquent, 2 hits, 415 love, and 3 tokes generation hyphy. Blasting down Bernal, Clipper, Divisadero, Lombard, Haight, and Valencia. Trust fund art bros, Mission Excelsior Latinas, queercore boys, refugees, 3rd generation Italian Irish immigrants. Skinny rich kids who looked like rats and talked too fast, but always had the best lawyers, so we kept them around. With cans clinking in our backpacks, we'd scribble prophecies on the orange and brown uni chariots that stewarded us anywhere the backdoor boogie or a youth fast pass could take you. Leather dykes, graffiti girls, and party princesses joined forces with feral punks and skate rats, rolling joints on the back of Marxist books and Zadie Smith novels, spending slurry city summers sipping champagne with gentle giants, dancing till we dropped with strippers and hard-bodied capoeiristas. We were comrades in ink, connecting to our framework through hometown pride, angst, and adrenaline, swapping kisses with Hennessy, Smirnoff, Corona, or whatever someone could buy from the old Russian guy on Chattanooga Street who always watched that 70s show on a loop. Early mornings, trying and sometimes failing not to throw up, fighting over the last stale chip from the taqueria, bonfires at Ocean Beach, parties at the conservatories of flowers, the Potrero skate park, raising hell in every one of the city's 222 skate parks. Careening over, under, around, and through black books, buildings, construction sites, school desks, with fingers on can caps shrieking like banshees in the bay, howling on the cables of the city's trolleys, atop overpasses, jumping rope with mortality until we got buffed out. In old school San Francisco, tagging was a way to say, here I am. The declarative click, click, hiss to proclaim, I am my city's scribe, the vessel of culture, and a fumigator of corporate untruths. All right, this last one I'm gonna read for y'all before I this is one I wrote about Queen Calafia, who everyone says is mythical, but I'm pretty sure she's just like such a bad bitch that they had to like tell everyone she's fake, or else people would just like not even understand how awesome and magic she was. For those who don't know, California is named after an allegedly mythical, and I say allegedly mythical because it's an alleged myth, it's fucking reality. Written by a Spaniard, kind of about this magical, kind of almost pre-Amazonian Muslim priestess who trained griffins to fly and only rolled around with a bunch of other lesbians who captured and only used men for reproduction and slaughtered them for sport. So that's who California is named after, Queen Calafia. And so this poem is called, Did You Know That California Was Named After a Black Dyke? If San Francisco could jump or swim from the second coming of colonizers, I bet she wouldn't. Brazen as Queen Calafia, riding atop a trained griffin to kill Christian invaders, San Francisco would not move to LA, the Pacific Northwest, Chicago, New Orleans, or New York. She would remain unbothered. Could you even fathom her radiant but elusive radicals? Raised, potted, and displaced, bonsai, cacti, aloe plants, poppies, irides, magic petunias, dancing lady orchids, once rooted, now cut and repotted. Flora and fauna trampled under the feet of guerreritos. Flower children who were loyal to their soil, even though no one has wondered why there were so few of us this spring. Alrighty, that's probably about 10 for me. Thank you so much. And yeah, everyone have a great Sunday. It has been an honor and a pleasure to be a part of this awesome ass lineup. And yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Mason J. You're a phenomenon. and it's Sunday morning, and you just took me to church. So thank you for that.
I know, you got me up on a Sunday morning. That's a miracle because I stay up till like 5 a.m. So
I didn't mention that Mason J has a gig in the James Hormel Library, an archival kind of gig with LGBTQIA history of the city. I should have mentioned that. I'm just doing the bios off the top of my head, but thank you, Mason. And our next guest is a sister of mine called Mya Byrne, who I love. She is a professional musician and she's a writer, and she's good at both those things. And I don't know what she's got for us. She might sing us a song, read us a poem, or all of those things or none of those things, but enjoy Mya Byrne.
Thank you, Natasha. I'm going to give you a plug because your book, Natasha Dennerstein's book, there are copies at Dog-Eared Books on Castro Street in the Castro. And that is a queer-owned and queer-focused bookstore. And you should go buy that book. They have several.
Did you steal it or pay for it?
I paid for it.
Okay, oh, good.
It's a wonderful book, and it's like a coffee table book, which I wasn't expecting. I thought it was a smaller book, and I was like, this is nice. I need a bag. So go buy it, please. Oh, sorry. I just want to also say, I'm thinking about, I'm really happy to be here today. Shana Tova, everybody. I've been thinking about Mason a lot because we often wind up at the same queer trans focused high holiday events. And so I've just been mourning that is not happening, but also happy that people are being responsible. And so it's nice to see all of your faces. So many of you that I know are my friends, and some of you I don't. I hope to be your friends. So here we go. I'm just gonna play a few songs. I've been thinking about lifelines. I've been thinking about friends of mine. I've been thinking about sunshine beating down, reminiscing on the old days, adjusting to the new ways. Think about heartaches coming around. I've been thinking about the life. I've been thinking about dying and redemption in all its shades. Thinking about my lovers, everything I've discovered. When I look at the sky and I cry. But if you don't want to prove it, then keep moving. There's so much to take on a leap of faith. I've been thinking about sunshine coming high on the horizon. Even in bad times, don't fade. Some will sit in their seclusion. Some will say it's an illusion to take what you need to survive some more. But if your heart is in the right place, it don't matter in the first where you come from, where you are. But if you don't want to go there, you're stuck inside the stairway. Well, it's alright to be scared as long as you ain't afraid. I've been thinking about the sunshine coming high on the horizon. Even in bad times, it don't fade. Well, I heard there was a tailor. She sewed 'cause words failed her. And in between the stitches, she found her star. coming through a window. What a funny thing to find when you look up and see so far. But if you want to go there, if you feel like you're beyond repair, like a rusty gutter in a pouring rain, try to think about the sunshine, even in a bad time. Even if you fall behind, don't fade. Try to think about the sunshine, even in a bad time. And if you fall behind, it don't fade. It don't fade. Pandemic songs, they're great, right? Oh God. Well, natural disasters seem to be a big theme in my music. For various reasons. I used to live on the East Coast and was subject to flooding. And now I live fiery, fiery West Coast. This song I wrote after the Paradise Fire. Haze on the horizon makes the sky go down, even in the middle of the day. Choking out the birds that live along the rivers, that's by the ocean, I say. No amount of money's gonna let you keep your home, fires pushing lives out of the way. The lucky ones escape by the skin of their clothes, many others didn't even have time to pray. Smoke and bones, smoke and bones, smoke. Smoking bones. Spark goes into tinder and the forest burns to flame. No one seems to know who's in control. Droppy gets a powder keg, bursting into flame. California's ready to explode. Smoke and bones. Smoke and bones. Smoke and bones. Smoke and bone. Plastic, rubber, diesel oil droplets in the air. 100 miles south, it's free. Poison orange smog hides the city from the bay. Weather's holding pressure, no relief. 20,000 people huddling tense. Night falls in a Walmart parking lot. 20,000 people without a home to go, giving thanks to anything they still got. Smoke and bones. Smoke and bones. Smoke. Smoke and bone, smoke and bone, smoke and bones, smoke and. Thank you. I got time for another song, yeah? If not, it's cool.
I've actually, we're running a bit behind because I've got 3 more readers. If you wouldn't mind finishing with that last lovely one, I would really appreciate it.
Got it.
So thank you so much, Mya Byrne.
Yay.
I should also mention that Mya Byrne is in a great a queer group called the Homobiles and plays bass guitar in that group.
Awesome.
I'm going to move on with that to our next reader, who is Grey Rosado. And I first met them in Cassandra Dallett's writing workshop a couple of years ago. And we all do some writing and then somebody reads it out and they read out their piece. And I went, oh, Damn.
No way. No way.
Yes, yes, it was about your mother, and I thought, "Ooh, this is some good writing here." And I don't know what Gray's got for us today, but I'm sure they are going to knock our socks off. Take it away, Gray.
Thank you so much. Sorry, you know, I'm a year and a half into this and somehow I'm still bad at Zoom. Okay. Hear me? All right. Ask why my hair matches rubber shoes. Boots strapping, liquor, tongues, flame, flicker, quicker. My best friend is a stripper, they femme. They put it on like water, like skin. Mine doesn't fit, never did. 10 a.m. fitting for a straight jacket, never looked quite right on this queer fit for a straight jacket, dressed to kill for a straight jacket because I needed a hug, fit for a straight jacket with an escape hatch. It's part of my act, they tell me. I'm out of it by the chorus, they tell me. And I know mine won't slip off so easy. Easy does it, tattooed on fingers. Easy does as easy does, so where's mine? Straight jacket tattooed on fingers, easy like straight girls, easy like straight jackets, fit like tattooed girls, fit like tattoos on fingers. Easy does it. And Mom and Sharon and other women he respects more than me, fit like respect, fit like fingers, fit like other women he respects more than me, fit like women, unfit like women, unfit to be women, unfit like fingers on your throat, unfit like throats, choking bullshit, choke like bottom ninth, choke nines, tens too, 10 like damn mommy, that ass walks itself. How the fuck else would it walk? Fuck like mommy, fuck like that ass. Fuck like it walks itself, walks like it fucks itself up and eats cab fare to sober up. Sober like Sunday, easy like cliche, click like cliche, click like tongues tip, shatter like tongues tip, tip like fall over, tip. Your dancer, front row is mandatory. My best friend is a stripper and naked is safe. My best friend is safe and stripped naked. My friend is naked and safe is stripped when it comes with strings. Strings like piano, marionettes, wires exposed, like the virus exposed, like the soul of the machine that carried the virus exposed. Violent like virus, violet like violence, ultra like violet, damage like sun. Sun makes a circle like straight jacket. You fit like the sun and a straight jacket more than I fit alone. I'm afraid how I fit when I fit alone, alone like cancer, cancer like going out of business, loving like business, depression like business, none of your business, the business of happy pursuit like the chase and the game I can't play anymore. I don't feel safe here. I don't feel like me here. I don't like me here. I cannot be here. Ask why my hair matched rubber shoes. Ask why my fight is flight. Ask me about the time I was cleaning out my closet and found a he pronoun. Ask me what happened to make me so broken that I cannot fathom you loving me beyond this honeymoon phase. Sticky like honey, phase like the moon, like it wasn't a phase because I'm 34 and nothing's changed. Change like a pronoun, change like a name. Like when my girl tells me her man won't invest in himself, I say, people don't change. Like when my girl tells me she and her man are drifting apart, I say, people change. Change like a spare, like unnecessary, like throwing out pennies because who even uses them anymore? Spare like a penny in the trash because who even uses me anymore? Change like a mind, change like a favor, change like small, like forgotten, like invisible, like I wish. Change like memory, change like rewrites, edits on a poem that never feels finished. Finished like pennies, pen to the finish. You know what makes a writer? A writer finishes. Finish like a writer, write to the finish, write to remember, write to rewrite and rewrite and rewrite and finish. Y'all so good. Okay. Emotional palette cleanser. Painting them. I finished the first coat on your body, stark white. I was careful. Is it okay to paint across your nipples, your eyebrows, your pubic hair? You were game for all of it, but now I know people who have self-actualized their hotness or down for anything that shows them as a work of art. So are very insecure people, and I wonder if these two results are like a fork in the road and we choose, or if the world nudges us right or left. The first coat was drying. We were making small talk, asking about tattoos, families, relationship history, and trauma. This is queer small talk. Hello is what day, time, and place were you born, and how are you is your romantic trauma resume. This is the most interesting first date of my life. You had an internet crush on me. I'd always found you handsome. Here we are, knowing we're into each other. You naked before me, caressed in my careful brushstrokes. Admittedly, I had only loose ideas of what I wanted to paint on you. It was nerve-wracking. I wanted you to be impressed and feel good, but mostly be impressed. I had a gut feeling guide me to black detail over a white base. Seeing you lit the dawn of a real idea behind my eyes. Your years on T gave you a handsome unibrow and a dusting of a mustache. I took a small detail brush, dipped it in black paint. I brought the echo of your hair strokes out in bold comic book lines. Let them see. Let them know. There were pathways opening on your face. The brush found them too. It poured out of you now. Your neck, shoulders, arms, torso. I reached the point of just overdoing it, and I stepped back to take you in. Something was calling to me. How would you feel about red paint on your lips? You tilted your head, considering. We both have a performative high femme past. Yours included heels and a red lip daily. It was a time when you married someone ultimately not for you, and they liked you that way. You are 1 month away from top surgery. And then you trusted me. A new brush saturates your full lips in fiery red. It's there. It's all there. Poses came from you like breathing, angles, eyes. I clicked madly. I had so many favorites. We wrapped up. I helped you wipe off the paint over several packets of baby wipes and dollops of coconut oil. I locked my studio and we waited for separate lifts. We hugged. We parted. We wouldn't kiss until 2 days later. You were a dust storm in a desert. I knew you existed, but I didn't expect to be quite so taken, so caught up by you. And then, just like dust storms, you were gone. I have dust on my cheeks and in my hair, but it's no longer a storm. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Damn, Grey Rosado. Ooh-wee. I have to catch my breath. That was so good. So, so good. Our next reader, once we all catch our breaths and our next reader is Calamia, and he is a poet. He is also a school teacher, and he is a real nice guy. And his first book of poetry came out with Nomadic Press recently, called San Fran Shit Show. And he's got a Dalmatian. What else can I say? He's more from the slam school than the academic school of poetry. I think that would be fair to say. And I'll just leave you to enjoy Cal, because I know you will.
Hi, everybody. I'm really happy to be here. Thank you, Natasha, for the invite. And Natasha forgot to mention that she edited my book with me, so that's important. And yeah, I'm gonna read some poems, some new things and some old things, and it's good to see everyone. Okay, this poem is called Mother. A baby is born to a mother, just a mother, who wants her baby to be a mother. And baby grows and mother sobs when baby cuts off her hair. Cuts off worse, exposing bare chests, can no longer breastfeed. He corrects her, but she cannot see how. She had dreamed she was sure of her daughter's maternal instinct. He says, Mom, it's parental, but she cannot see anyone else parenting. A baby is born to a mother, just a mother, Okay, thank you. This one is an older one that I always read because it's fun to read. And I'm, like Natasha said, I'm a high school teacher. So we have this anonymous question box that we do. And this is a poem related to that. Question box time. The kids fold their papers small, want to know how much homework they'll get, want to know if their stuff will all fit in their lockers, if a kid's ever fit in a locker. Want to know if 14 is too young to have sex, if sex will make God love them less. But what they really want to know is written in red. You gay, bro? Y mis hablantes nativos en la clase de español dicen que seguramente como pollo en mis burritos, porque no puedo con el picante. Soy un chico femenino, can't smile at me, no homo. Y mi acento en español me hace sonar como una mujer. No he practicado mucho español como Calvin, pero me llamo Calvin in El Power School, so I must be gay. The tech assistant says I look like a student. I look so fucking young, like a tiny little boy. He tells me this in front of my students. Not man enough is small. Not man enough is skinny. Not man enough is ending my adjectives with an O just to let my students know I'm no woman. And when I get them on board, I realize it's for diving and they jump to other conclusions. I can't like women with a jawline this soft, with this string bean ass body and a mustache not coarse. And of course, trans is not a consideration, even in this generation. I thought, but when I wrote my pronouns as they or he on my name tag, a student followed me, changed what he wrote from Monday to Tuesday, said, I'm Leo. I grab his attention in the hallway, ask him if his other teachers know. He says, no. I say, Leo, I will tell them. And the way his smile glows, I forgot about the question box. I forgot about the question box when my students started adding they to their name tags next to the pronouns they initially used. When a student responded to a survey, I am he, she, her, they. I forget about the question box when my kids just call me profe. When the kids say Mr. C, when my students say, I see you, I want to pass your class. I'm happy to be in your class. This is my favorite class. When I'm standing in the hallway wiping tears, when I offer a hug to quell 14-year-old fears. And how do you come to school every day with such high energy? It's like you're so excited to teach us. And I am so excited to teach them who I am, what it means, who anyone can be, so excited for them to see that who we are extends so profoundly beyond you gay, bro? I'm just reading the chat. Thanks, everybody. I'm gonna drink some water real quick and then read more stuff.
I want to be a teenager and be in your class now.
I wish you could be. You can pop by anytime. Okay, this next one is called, wait, how much time do I have? Just trying to be cautious because I know we're behind schedule. A couple minutes.
4.
Okay, 4 minutes.
4 minutes.
Okay, beautiful. Okay, this next one is called Macaroni and Cheese at a Steakhouse, and it's about that kind of. At a steakhouse in Libertyville, Illinois, known for not much else but narrow downtown streets, proximity to Six Flags, and a train that pulls into Union Station, 2 moms and their teenagers sit. The kid who frequents an order of macaroni and cheese lifts his bright buzzing phone to his mom. She tells him to ignore it. He says, it's my dad. They all know it's his weekend. It is written somewhere after all, but the kid does not want to leave his town. He would rather go to Six Flags or a birthday party at a hotel with a pool. Aware of this, she says, ignore it. He swallows, his heart nearly suffocating as it beats down his esophagus. She tells him again, an air of pride around it. She's protecting her son, ignore it. He tells her, okay, and she smiles. And his phone rings and rings and rings because his dad calls and calls and calls, and he ignores it and ignores it and ignores it. And suddenly he is no longer hungry for macaroni nor the sleepover he had planned. And maybe his dad will try again in 2 weeks when it's his turn again. Or maybe that was actually the last time, and maybe now he will decline his invitation to his son's high school graduation because how dare he get humiliated like that? And maybe this night will change the taste of macaroni and cheese forever. Divorced parents, you love it. You love to see it. Everyone's like, yeah, same. I know, 50%. Okay, this one is about living in San Francisco and how it's really fucking awesome and also ridiculous and hard sometimes. And I'm gonna share my screen if it allows me to. Yeah, there we go. Now you can see my screen because it's visual. Everyone can see it, right? Okay, cool. All right, San Francisco, how I hate and need thee, how you hurt and heal me, How can it cost this much money to occupy space? One bedroom in a house full of bedrooms full of people you don't know, $1,200 a month. 1 minute late to move your car out the way of the street sweepers, $100, not every month, but shit, it's hard in a pandemic being told not to leave, but expected to move, confronting, running at 9 a.m. the dude, writing a ticket, refusing to dismiss it. We are in nothing together. Every man lavish is scraping by for himself. Unaware of a newly placed construction sign, my partner paid $600 for the space a car takes up in an impound. Call it $590 if it's your first time, call it newcomer's discount. Plus $7 if you leave to return to our 7x7 square, call it 7 times a month, call it 49. It's just crazy because I didn't choose to be alive. I mean, I choose it every day, $63 a day for food, shelter, electricity. Yet this is the only city where I feel safe. Even in other parts of this fucked up, expensive state, doctors misdiagnose me, mistreat me, double check my ID to ensure it's possible that a man with a vulva can exist, then still edit my chart as if to make me disappear. And in states like Missouri, where the rent is cheap, gender neutral bathrooms are unrequired. Conspire and call it religious protection. But bathrooms are not in the Bible. The Bible is an excuse to manifest exclusion. And in states like Florida, officials are considering ending transgender infiltration with simple genital inspection of minors should suspicions arise. Say, I decide where I reside. Look, anywhere but here, I'll be financially free, but what I need will be denied to me. Mental health, hormones, at least a feigned right to exist. If I get misdiagnosed again because healthcare professionals think knowledge excludes trans, if upon my instruction of my anatomy, I am called no longer a man, I would say it's probably not worth it for me to have cheap rent. Okay, I think that was 4 minutes. So thank you so much. I had a lot of fun, and yeah, have a great rest of your night, everyone.
Damn, that was good. You can get Cal's book, San Fran's Shit Show, from Nomadic Press's website. It gives me enormous pleasure to introduce our last reader, who is Julian Delgado Lopera. They went to grad school with me and we became friends, and they are an amazing writer and an amazing human being. I adore them. Their novel, Fibre Tropical, which is written in Spanglish unashamedly, is doing really well. It was published in New York by Feminist Press at CUNY, and you just have to experience Julian for yourself and you will see miracles.
Thank you. It's so good to see you. I'm in Miami, y'all. So it's like 3 p.m. here and it's about to rain. It's been raining so much. It's kind of wild. I was at the beach yesterday. I was like, oh my God, the water. So this essay, it's called The Queer Musical Textures of the Mission, and it's coming out November at Strangers Guide. So it's just about queer history in Spanglish in the Mission. I'm going to jump a lot because I can't read the whole thing. But just so you get a sense of queer history in Spanglish. Before my very eyes, in homemade denim, bell bottoms, and freshly drawn eyebrows, the legendary mother of the House of Pan Dulce, aka Adela Holiday, aka La Chica Terremoto, alias my big trans mama. She's flustered and annoyed that I rush her out of the shower, barely able to blow out her blonde, lilac hair, magenta press-on nails digging into my arm. She exclaims in her iconic hoarse voice, "Pero niña, what a pain in the ass you are, Julian, siempre haciéndome la vida un yogur." I feel loved. I pick her up from the apartment on Dubos and Valencia that Adela shares with my tia, her sissy sister, drag queen goddess, and incomparable loca marica, Nelson de Alerta, aka Catherine White. Tia Cathy waves at me from the door, kisses fly from her fingertips in my direction, flashing her deep blue eyes, which match her light beard. Adela pulls me close as we start our walk. Locking arms like comadres, we begin our 9-year-old ritual, the stroll around the mission, our aleteo travesti. Cruising around the mission together is ritual, is kiki, is shade, and chisme. It is waving to the girls on 17th Street selling beauty products who recognize Adela from back in the day. Adelita, amor, how you doing, mama? And when she introduces me as her kid, the youngest one and the biggest dolor de culo, the trans girls kiss my cheeks twice as Adela continues the story. A Colombian dude got me pregnant and all I got was this lesbian. People in the mission know my mama for the 30 years she spent up and down the streets waving her freaky freak flag and spilling on their thick Caribbean accent onto its streets. A raver, an activist, a performer, a mother of the house and a Sirena club kid, Adela is best known for all the work she's done with the trans-Latina community in San Francisco. Jump, 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 jump. We keep walking. Once we're out of the alleyway, we turn on 16th Street. Spanglish here is ever changing, and on this particular street, it's become bathed in glitter, riding a unicorn a pelo. Here on this street, Adela and I stopped to take the immensity of its history, what it used to be, the land of queenas and butch puppies. Queena, the Spanglish marriage of queen and reina into a delicious phonetic dance. Queena. And butch puppy, the phonetic swag of worlds colliding into a sabrosongolo, butch puppy. 16th Street, or La 16, as it is known by the Latinidad homosexual, used to be the mecca of transexualismo and mariconeria latina. Before the techies killed San Francisco's fashion with their Bermuda shorts and Patagonia jackets, before white babies in strollers exploded as a must-have trend on Valencia Street, before $6 lattes and yoga studios quadrupled the rent price, there was, drumroll, Black and brown fags, femmes and queens working the streets and prepping an outfit for the night's show. Back in the 90s, La 16 boomed with not one, not two, but three consecutive gay Latino bars. Esta noche, La India Bonita and Los Portales. The nightlife spilling onto the street, the boom boom of the salsa knitted on the cement, the deliciousness of queer Spanglish drifting into the air as packs of queenas, trans girls, and butch puppies serve true hustle realness, molding the barrio with their creativity, sisterhood, and sisterhood. Adela and I know our walks around the neighborhood are not only steps we take, but a steering of the phantasmas of the past, the ghosts sculpted on the cement, the light posts, the decaying Victorians, the queer ghosts that didn't survive the AIDS epidemic rising from the pavement, dancing in front of us, twirling, joining our walk, so we may call on their names, so we remember their lives, their stories. Below the cement, there's tierra, and underneath that tierra is the history of pure Latin American mariconeo. As we near Valencia Street, we pass the now defunct Esta Noche bar, ARP, and Adela reminds me there are two phases of AIDS, the horrible, destructive one that brought death and desolation, and the one that finally organized transsexual Latina women into a group to advocate for ourselves. Before the epidemic, she continues, all we did was putear y hacer show. In the groundbreaking documentary, Viva 16, my auntie, Tina Valentina Aguirre, and their friend, Augie Robles, recorded the life and hustle of queer Latinos on 16th Street in the early 90s. The documentary includes my trans mother, Adela, my trans tia, Mahogany Sanchez, and many other drag queens, trans women, and homosexual children that are all but forgotten by San Francisco's mainstream LGBT history. Because yes, hon, Harvey Milk and the Castro Queens push boundaries and legislation for gays, but what about the Latin American reinas that were dropping queer mariconeo diva on the streets of the mission? What about La Condonera, Teresita la Campesina, Ronnie Salazar, Marquesa, Mitzi Lee, and so many immigrant sirenas fundraising to buy wigs and food for their dying sisters, distributing condoms to the working girls at midnight or emceeing shows on Esta Noche? These are monolingual Spanish-speaking travestis, third world gay puppies, most of whom died in the AIDS epidemic. And although there's no plaque with their names or their sidewalk, museum with their clothes, or coffee table book calling on their importance for the LGBT movement, yes, hon, that's shade. Viva 16 exalts these reinas as the pioneers of gay liberation that they were. The film is a stunning portrayal of the depth and beauty of the gay Latino bar, the vital family lazos woven during parties and hangouts on the street, the way queer Latinos existed in a political fringe that had to fight for their own survival with Julian. An opening into the underworld invisible to the public eye, invisible to the official LGBT history, one that exists only for itself, for the survival of its own community. We see how the tiny stage is essential for girls to earn their coins, for the witnessing of El Grito Marica, the homosexual scream that built connection, created community, and generated the underground veins that sustained queer Latino life in San Francisco. Allá, in the hole in the wall, the depth of the art of transformismo Latino bloomed. See here, La Ronnie Salazar in full Boy George realness, bringing another Mexican doll in sequin fringe to lip sync Rocío Durcal. After her, Juan Alberto, another legendary queen that's still alive, may I add, sings his iconic Juan Gabriel to the cheers and feints of the audience. Then we see Mahogany backstage. I want to see me in the movies, she says when the camera zooms in her beautiful face as she fixes a black bob and laces her tacon altos. She do look good, someone beyond echoes, even though I don't like to say it. With incredible softness, care, and intimacy that is legible from Mahogany's easiness with the camera, she rehearses her performance song in a small mirror, pointing to the imaginary audience beyond. Inside the bar, earrings drop on every ear like chandeliers. Perra, tia, all right, honey, bounce from sticky wall to sticky wall. Spanglish here is a siren song weaving its pink tentacles, chiseling loose every trenza to a yes, mommy. Thick accents take over the microphone, announcing Las Chicas of the Night. Thrifted leather jackets glow as sweating bodies take shot after shot of tequila. Butch dykes showcase mullets, holding on to their women, kissing queens as they hop on stage. Esta noche, that hole in the wall with musky smell. Esta noche, because it is tonight that we dance, tonight that we twirl and kiss and suck and cheer, because tomorrow a new day dawns with its unforgiven violence. Esta noche, la India Bonita, underground underworlds of third world mariconeo, noches de fantasía. Finally, the door of the bar closes as someone whispers, ven papito, vamos a gozar. We belong to San Francisco just like San Francisco belongs to us. Every corner of the mission holds the memories of our people. Our tongues are carved onto its very soul so that the streets ooze a sabor, a flavor that soaks the barrio in Spanglish. We are far away from our places of birth, thousands of miles from our tierrita. But in this small vessel of energía latina, we have found each other. We have communed with mutual language. And in that recognition, we have found a piece of home. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, my gender non-conforming and trans siblings, you have filled up my heart and my soul this morning. And I'm out of here. I'm handing it back over to my friends and co-sponsor hosts, Paul Corman-Roberts and Yusuf Alawi.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Natasha. Thank you so much, Julian, Cal, Gray, Mia, and Mason. And what an amazing set. What an amazing way to get us started off on our final day here of the festival. We really, really appreciate you guys. And thank you for bringing such fire and such heat. I think I've seen all of you at some point at Nomadic over the last couple of years, and it's just great to have everybody back together here, and we appreciate that. I need to announce real quick, because we have to get on to our next reading, which is To Live and Write Anywhere in the World. And I will post the link to that Zoom so folks can jump on over to that one. Hold on a moment. I will post that, and boom. That's it. That's the link to join the To Live and Write. And remember, Blackberry is going to be playing another set of music to open that one up as well. So
Thank you all.
Fabulous work. This has, like I said, this has been recorded.